This is the earliest Good Hands moment presented by Allstate in the show history. Our Good Hands moments presented by Allstate is going to the entire 49ers offense. Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Trent Williams, Deebo Samuel. This is a 2015 Hawk situation where all the starters made the All-Star game. I mean, they are the Monstars. They had countless Good Hands moments in this game presented by Allstate. They eviscerated Dominique's beloved Philadelphia Eagles. So I need to ask you, coming out of this, what did we learn from the 49ers dominating performance against the Eagles?
That we have a new best team in football. They're returning best teams in football. We change the best team in football every week, and they've been it at one point, but they're back. I mean, on a more serious note, though, like we saw the 49ers. I mean, I guess I feel like what I want to talk about more is how the Eagles blew their red zone opportunities, and that to me felt like the difference of the game. Those first 2 red zone opportunities, you get 2 touchdowns, then we're looking at a different game. What?
Come on.
What?
Yeah, you don't think the utter inability of the Eagles to stop the Niners on any meaningful play from the first quarter on was the difference in the game? You thought it was the red zone stuff in the first quarter?
What you're doing is trying to get me to admit that I was absolutely wrong about saying that these teams, there's really no difference between them. And as someone who makes money by talking about football on TV, it is against everything I believe in to admit that I'm wrong.
You don't make money talking about football on TV. You make money talking about things that are vaguely related to football on TV.
Don't tell them my secrets.
This is the football conversation.
Don't tell them my secrets. All right, yeah, they're better than them. It sucks. I think that what we did see in this game, though, I advocated for Deebo Samuel's getting the good hands because he had 3 touchdowns and he was special. But I understand that Purdy also deserves to be celebrated at some point because he's been. Since that 3-week run, you separate out that 3-week run when he wasn't good, it's been incredible and just about all circumstances. So, yeah, I'm wrong. The 49ers are better than the Eagles by a significant margin. You're happy? Everybody happy?
I'm very happy.
I thought this was going to be the all-state moment because it looked like the Eagles had some all-state linebackers on the field, and the Niners were walking them around field throughout this game. This was
hold on. I'll say that is disrespectful to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They got some linebacker. They've had a lot of injuries at linebacker. Their first, second stringers were not coming on. They had third stringers getting blown up by the Cardinals. We're going to talk about that a little later on. But like on paper, this makes sense, right? Like what do the Niners do best? Dominique, Charlie, what do they attack best when they attack opposing defenses? Who do they go after?
Linebackers. Run past conflict of those linebackers.
And where are the Eagles weakest after all the places they lost players last year?
Middle of the field.
Linebacker. Middle of the
field. I like how we switched there.
So you saw. Yep. One was a little more erotic, and then he flipped it up. Nicholas Morrow is not going to want to show up for film study on Monday. This was a brutal performance. Not only just getting exposed in coverage, but also missing the tackle on, I believe, the first long Deebo touchdown where Deebo just slipped off him, ran forward for one of his many scores in this game. And like, it makes sense. Like, Christian Ellis shouldn't be playing. He's a backup linebacker playing because Zach Cunningham is hurt. Reed Blankenship got caught in space for the first Ayuk touchdown. They went after the slot corners in this game. Like, these are weaknesses the Eagles have had all season. They've just been able to overcome it because the pass rush has played really well, or the offense has just been so good, like it was last week, that it didn't matter. And this was a situation where the Niners had enough of an offensive line to slow down the Eagles' pass rush, and they had playmakers where when they got opportunities against those weak spots in the Eagles' defense, they had no trouble breaking those tackles and running upfield for each game.
Yeah, I think the 49ers probably don't win this game, or they probably win this game either way because of a number of things that they did well. But the blowout happened because Kyle Shanahan does attack that area of the field and those players specifically well. And then you combine that with the fact that all of their playmakers were healthy, and it felt like all of them were doing special things. So there's a difference between scheming somebody completely open and scheming someone into a one-on-one matchup or where they have an opportunity to break a tackle. And they were doing the latter more than the former. And then they would go on to break those tackles and turn these plays into big runs. And it wasn't just the big names. Like, I remember Jennings in that 0 in the beginning, in the early
Yep.
part of the game where he throws the DB out of bounds to score a touchdown. They were playing a grudge match game, a rivalry game, and they warned the Eagles. We all warned the Eagles. They were talking to the Eagles before the game even started, and we all knew it was a big time. We would get revenge. We would have beat that if our quarterbacks were healthy. Like, all this stuff we knew coming in, and it still seemed like they showed up with a level of intensity and attention to detail that you didn't really see on the other side. And the Eagles, we've been seeing it from the Eagles week in and week out, but they've been talented enough, or the other teams made enough mistakes that Jalen Hurts was able to pull it out at the end of the game. But then in this game, it was over. Like, it was over, and there was nothing Jalen Hurts could do.
And not only was it over, there was a point when it was over that the 49ers realized we just have to run the ball to the left.